Hello, everyone. Hello,
Yes, hello.
Bartek.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, especially this weather. Good afternoon. Good to see you on the YouTube, on LinkedIn, and we have some troubles on Facebook, but maybe we will fix it during this live stream. So today's meeting is different than others because we will conduct this meeting in English because our guest is English-speaking guy. He is from Italy, and you will meet him later. So at the beginning, let us introduce our conference because this live stream is a part of things which we are doing around our conference, which is in June 19th and 20th of June this year. So we will meet in Wrocław. If you want to find some more information, feel free to go straight to our website. Couple information, especially for English-speaking guys. We are having two English workshops. One is conducted by Wienerberger company, and another one is organized by Andrea. And we will talk about this workshop a little bit more today. If we are talking about Wienerberger workshop, we will talk about this workshop next Thursday, Bartek, because
Yes,
we will
correct.
be
With Ian,
Ian. Yeah,
with Ian Wordsworth, we will talk about the how to effectively implement and sell a lean project to advance your career. This title is very interesting. This topic is very interesting. If you start to hear what Ian wants to say about that, I am sure that you will love this because will be a package of practical information how to prepare and how to sell the lean project. Yes, how to present this project to the top management. So we really encourage to visit to meet us next Thursday on the meeting with Ian. But today, yeah, we will talk about the standardized work with TWI, which will be led by Kamil and Andrea on the second day of the conference.
exactly. So let us introduce our partners. So Amazon is our diamond partner. We have also gold partners as QSense, TWI, and Tagatic, and also silver partners Smart Lunch and Invest Park. Those organizations help us a lot prepare this conference for you. What else? We would like to invite you for the whole conference. It means 2 days of conference. So for people who will be on 2 days conference, so we prepared a banquet which will be organized during sunset on the cruise so it will be great opportunity to meet people who are passionate about lean, about production, about logistic. So you will be able to have a good network, build your good network during this trip. So I think that this is all from our side, organized side. So now I think this is good idea to introduce our guest, and Martek, you know this guy much more than me, so please introduce him.
So, a few words about Andrea. First of all, he is a man, not woman. So we had I am telling that because we had a funny story when I met Andrea first time in 2016, and I was traveling to Italy. I was absolutely sure that I will meet lady. Yes. So, but when I saw him, I said, okay, he can't be a lady. Yes. So he is a man because Andrea is a let's say first name for the woman and for the man. Andrea, but now I will be serious. Andrea is very experienced guy with I think he's the same age like me, so 41 years old, but he has a huge experience not only in lean management. This is always something that I was I have been learning from him that he is not only expert in lean management or TWI, because you will see that he's also a great expert at TWI, but also in the different topics like a process engineering, like a quality management. He has a background in the quality. He is when probably we'll start talk about the WCO, world class manufacturing. He also was engaged in building this type of the approach in the organization. So very guy who is focused on the standardization and focused on the people. Right now, he is working. What we learned just before we launched this live. He is now deputy of plant manager and in SFC company in Italy. But this year he have been working as a Lean Global Manager in ABB. So this is the reason that some of you could see that we had ABB and now we have SFC, because let's say that the career of Andrea is growing up. But we met with Andrea together in Cooper Standard organization that we were working together for 7 years, and in the one let's say topic which was called building talented organization, where we had opportunity to share our knowledge about TWI in globally, because we started in Europe and later it went globally, and Andrea was engaged in this process since beginning. He's also expert in Six Sigma. I don't know what he will say about that, but he has also a lot of experience in Six Sigma. I remember that we had so many funny stories when he joined BTO. We always laughing that he is Six Sigma guy or BTO guy, but he chose BTO. So so let us introduce Andrea, and Kamil, you can add Andrea to the stage.
Okay. Hello, Andrea.
Here we go.
Hello, hi. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Andrea.
Thank you for inviting me first.
Yes, it's a pleasure for us. It's our first meeting in English. We had few meetings in Polish, very interesting, but this is first in English. But we're really happy that we can open this conference also for the people who are not only Polish speaking people, because I know that TWI is also popular in Italy. Yes, you have some companies which are using this approach. Andrea, how are you?
Good, very good. Very good. Thank you very much. Yes.
But very busy, yes, because what we heard, you have this new role of deputy plant manager.
Yeah. Always in operation, so very busy. It was was quite good news for me. Quite challenging time, but very happy about it. So yeah, let's go. Okay.
So thank you for joining us today. So you will be with us in Wrocław on the second day of conference. Unfortunately, you don't speak Polish to be able to join the first day of conference, but you know many words in Polish.
Yes.
I know that.
Yes.
Not only bad words.
Not good enough, but okay. Yes.
When you were first time in Poland, do you remember?
2008 or something like that.
2008, many years ago.
Yes.
What topics? Because you will be on the second day of the conference. You will be also with us on the ship. Yes, on this banquet, on this let's say networking session. What topics you are the most interested to discuss with participants, not only from Poland but generally with all participants? What is for you the most important right now?
Yeah, I think from my experience, most important will be the importance of the standard in general. I have this experience that many times standard is seen as something which is imposed from above, from management or from the customer or so on. So it is very challenging and important to make people understand why we need to focus a lot on standard, and TWI is helping a lot in understanding this kind of situation. So importance of standard, it is the first, not only in operation, but I mean as a general condition that help to solve problem, to improve, to be better day by day. So importance of standard will be the first. The second one will be working with people, because this is something which is really underrated nowadays. So importance of really creating the connection between the people. So the teamwork and collective intelligence. I say it often. So those are the two main topics that are not only related to the theory of TWI or Lean, but it's something that is really related with the soft skills of the people, and now we are working together with the people. So those two topics will be for me the key points for the conference.
And how you see this this topic of standardization for this new role that you will have in SFC right now? Like,
yeah, it's
you will look at this from the different perspective, I think. Yes, right now.
It's very, very hard always, especially because in my plant we have a lot of experienced people, so which is hardest people to change the behavior in some cases. So from one side, it is very old plants, so the standards are very, very old, and many times people are working as a routine following the standard. This is normal. On the other side, it's very hard to change anything because the people are they have so old habits that it's very, very hard to make any kind of change. So we have plus and minus at the same time. And especially from my perspective now, to push people to change the way we are working is the most challenging things I'm facing. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for you because you said that you started, your first visit in Poland was in 2008. So it is 14 years. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
During this 14 years, you were in Poland many times. At least I met with you here like 5 times maybe, but
yes.
I know that was not only this 5 visits. And how you see on the I think that you are the good person to ask the question, what the cultural differences you see between Italian and Polish people, because you work with me for a long time, you work with many people from Poland, you very well say names of Polish people
yes
that we met, even discussion before this live, when you started to say about this guy we talk, you pronounce this very well. So what are, I think that the culture of Poland, very well culture of Italy because it's your country. But what are the differences you see on the shop floor, from the team leader perspective, from the supervisors, plant managers, because you have been working with many of them for the last almost 20 years in your career.
It's not an easy answer. There are a lot of things in the cultural differences that I've seen in my career. At the beginning, it was a shock to see such big differences in the different countries of Europe. So even if we are same company, same we could say Europe, same area, but there are huge differences. What I can tell you, especially from my perspective in Italy, we are not so in love with standard. We play more with fantasy. We make a lot of invention at the moment to solve problem, to solve issue. We are not good planner, I would say. So we play more in the day by day business. And the Poland, for me, the Polish people were more, we could say, disciplined in the end. So I have seen more planning in advance. I've seen more attention to the planning and more discipline in following the standard. This was the first big differences I've seen. There are some other factors. I met a lot of young people in Poland. In general, the average age, the seniority was a little bit lower. There were more younger people, so they were even more open to discuss, to improve, and to change. But in general, as a cultural things, is that we don't love standard and we don't love to have imposition from the above in Italy. So every time we want to do something from a corporate perspective, it was much more harder in Italy comparing to Poland, for example. And I think this is really cultural. You can notice this if you travel, that we are not so good in following the rules. We are probably the worst drivers in Europe, I think.
Especially on the south of Italy. Especially on the south.
But in general, the south is worse. But in general,
it's not so bad.
Comparing to the south, yes. But in general, we don't love rules and we don't love imposition. It's not the rules itself, but we don't love anybody to tell us what to do. And even in problems condition, we love to try new things without following any methods, for example. So we play more with fantasy. We are more good probably in solving big issue very fastly, but we are less good in planning and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So you solve problem, but don't maintain the standard, so you face the problem again.
Yeah. There's sometimes yes. Maybe we solve a big issue.
What continuous
with the
improvement?
fantasy. With the fantasy. What
and the fantasy. Maybe we stay overnight to fix an issue, and then we forget, and then in 6 months we have the same, and we forgot that we stayed until midnight to solve an issue. So we are good in that. So we don't love the planning. We love to fight on the day by day. It's plus and minus as everything, but this is the first big difference.
Mm-hmm. I have a more personal question, especially that our conference is around the lean management topic, and I would like to ask you what inspired you to specialize in lean management, and how did your background and experience guide your journey? What that was? What inspired you to specialize in lean management?
To be honest, at the real beginning, I didn't choose. I was chosen to do that.
Okay.
So the first, let me say, the first push was coming from the management at the beginning. So I was chosen to do implementation of world-class manufacturing, WCM.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, I didn't choose anything. So they said, okay, you're the next, and you will go. That was the beginning. But later on, I had the chance to choose, because after the WCM, I was in quality department. So I had a background in quality system and customer quality. I was coming from laboratory process engineering, so I was already with some experience in the process itself. But the second time that I choose, I was asked, do you prefer to stay in quality or to move in the lean world? And I choose because probably it was already in my mindset to try to improve and to do things better. So at a certain time of my career, I discovered that I was doing lean even before I knew what lean was. So even when I was in laboratory or as a process engineering, I was trying to improve day by day my file, my work, my routine, the methods of the workers. So it was probably in my mindset already. So when they asked me, okay, now you need to choose, that for me that was natural to continue in that logic. So I think some people have this in the blood, as we said here in Italy, and it's normal to think like that.
The same.
Yeah. So for me, it was a discover.
Your approach is much different than the general approach in Italy, because you just said about the culture, which is much different what you already said.
And very few people here are like that.
And I need to mention one thing. This guy is from Italy, and he doesn't like football, and he doesn't like pizza.
Pasta.
Yeah, sorry, pasta. Pizza you like, pasta, but he doesn't like football and pasta.
Don't tell me that you don't like coffee.
No, coffee I like. I'm not normal here. I'm not normal, as my colleague said. Okay.
Okay, guys, I have a question to both of you, because you will lead together a workshop with the name Standardized Work with TWI. Andrea said at the beginning about the standardized work, about the people, that these two topics you want to focus on during this networking session and just discuss with people, just to be inspired and inspire others. Standardized work with TWI. What are the main challenges that you want to address in this workshop? On what you want, both of you guys, because you will be leading this together, on what you want to focus on this workshop? So I don't know, maybe Andrea, you can start, and later Kamil.
Yeah, as I said, for me, in my experience, my past experience will be explaining why we have standards as a general concept, not talking only about TWI, but importance of referring to some standard when you have an issue, when you have something to solve, when you have a problem. And this is the very, very basics things. So people sometimes still doesn't understand why we have standards and why it is so important always to refer to the standard when we have an issue. And as we said before, we often forgot, even after a problem, we we don't have any lesson learned. We don't have any formalization of what we did, what's happened. So that means that we are not really working on standardization, and this will be the first. The second is more, I would say, natural things, but is that we don't focus enough on training. And when I said training, I mean really connection with people and sharing the knowledge. So those two topics, maybe they are basics. When we talk about TWI, they are, I would say, common topics, but those are still the key that many companies are missing. And I saw many companies during the last years, and most of them were really underrating or forgetting to take these topics and to analyze and to discuss how to improve standard and training both.
Yeah, I completely agree with Andrea, and I think that the third part of this training will be showing that standardized work is a basis for lean management, and without standardized work there cannot be lean management. As Taichi Ono once said, that without standards you can have improvements, and this is what we would like to address during this workshop. So it will be about the basis, but the biggest issue is that most of organizations have a problem with those basic things. They are focusing on, let's say, sophisticated tools, but they are still have a problems to create and maintain standards. And this is what we will focus during this workshop: how to create those standards, how to use them during the training, and how to improve those standards.
Okay, thank you. I will just only say to all of our, let's say, watchers, people who attend this meeting, that you can ask the question in the comments on the LinkedIn, on YouTube, because we will see these questions in the comments and we will able to present them, and later to let Kamil and Andrea and maybe me to answer them if you have some questions to us. Okay, so thank you guys for this explanation. You will focus on two methods, on TWI job methods and TWI job instructions, correct?
Yep.
Can you explain how those methods can have impact for better results in the quality and performance for the organization? Because, you know, to be frankly, it's all about the results, yes, later. So we are doing that. We love this people development, all this stuff, but in the end, we are coming together with Andrea from the automotive industry. In the end, we always talk about the results, yes, the quality and performance, how those methods can also support this area, not only, of course, this people development, but also this, let's say, hard part of the business. So maybe Andrea.
Yeah, okay, I will go. What I learned when I started to implement TWI was the most, I would say, successful factor was the teamwork, was the collective intelligence. So we are used to the fact that sometimes we have a department preparing work instruction, a department delivering the training, and a department which is taking the information, which usually are the operators. So we are often thinking in blocks which are divided. And when we started TWI, the biggest results was that we were working together to prepare standard and to improve the standard. So for the first time, I saw engineering working with the operators, working with the team leaders to prepare the best standard available for that moment. And this was boost very, very fastly quality and productivity, because it was not then a fight between departments or one department tried to get some advantages or trying to have their own results or their own improvements. But for the first time, I saw the people working as a team, and the collective intelligence. That means that we are working together, we are bringing ideas, we are challenging ideas each other. This is what in the end is creating the quality and the productivity. It's not the lean manager going in one cell and changing anything. This will not be sustainable, and usually the results are very, very small. But when we work with the 10 people in one topic to improve, you will have 10 times bigger effects.
You mentioned, Bartek, in this question about two TWI methods, job methods and job instruction. To be honest, from my perspective, poor training means poor results. So in case of TWI job instructions, this is a crucial part to be sure that standard is maintained, but also people can share the knowledge, can build the organization knowledge, and we may think that this is some soft skills, but the soft skill affect directly into results, into efficiency, into quality, and into safety, because in those standards, especially standards which are created according to TWI method, we have reasons, and those reasons are important part to build awareness or consciousness of our employees, and this affect on their engagement and also their focus during the work. So it is directly related with the results. This is not a soft skill. This is not something nice to have. This is something which all of us, all of organization have to have in companies. But also the other method, the next method, which is job methods. This is about improvement, about generating ideas for improvements. And during this workshop, I think that the biggest our biggest idea is to show how those two methods are work together and synergy and create synergy at work. So this is all what we want to address during this workshop.
This is the great answer, guys. Thank you. I just see, because I am looking on my phone, that we have probably some problem with connection on the LinkedIn Live, because there is a black page when I open.
I have good connection, so
maybe it's something on my side. Perfect. But let's continue.
You can tell us in the comments if it's all okay or no.
Yeah, I just read one of the comment that there is some delay. Yes, but maybe, and I check, and this is something. But okay, let's go ahead. It's what the most important is. It's being recorded, so it's not a problem. In the end.
I just add comment and this comment.
So, question to Andrea. Andrea, in what TWI projects have you been involved in your career? If you can tell more about that.
Well, okay. Yeah, one was the biggest one when I was working for Cooper Standard. So it was implementing TWI at the beginning in 4 pilots plants, and then to roll out the program across the Europe. And this was very, very challenging because we were talking at the beginning, as I said, 4 locations, and then working with Bartek, of course, it was to spread the program across. At the time were 20 plants, so it was a really huge development of the program. The main focus was the job instruction at the beginning, so this was the first big efforts that we had. And so at the time for me, of course, it was the beginning of the journey in TWI, and I learned a lot. And I got this experience, as I said before, about really improving the quality and productivity. This was really visible since the beginning of the program. That's why the management wanted to keep working the implementation of the program. So the program was called with a different name, but in the end it was the pure TWI methodology. And later on, I did a few experience with consulting. So I was try to explain importance of, as I said before, of importance of training standard. So I tried to implement TWI in ABB. Of course, it was a completely different process. It was a more assembly line, but it was, again, really, really useful to make people understanding why we need to have really good training. In fact, there was a lack of good training, a lack of good standard preparation. So that was the second step. I did in some other smaller companies, some, we could say, short workshop in TWI. So I saw application in many areas, many business, and I saw the benefits of the program every time. Of course, you need to focus, changing the business. Maybe you need to make some tuning, how you want to develop the program. But to be honest, I always seen good results in the implementation.
You forgot to say in Cooper Standard, when we have been working together, about Also, this project of implementation TWI in the extrusion lines. So I think that is important.
Machine,
and total productive maintenance. You were the lead of that, I think. Because most of the extrusion lines were on the West Europe this time.
Yes.
So you were leading that. I remember we were working together on changing the method of training to adjust this to the specific situation. How you see this TWI? It's because many people when think about the TWI job instructions, they think about the assembly job, easy job to do, like a repeatable job. Yes, that you can easily train somebody. It's like a 30-second cycle time or something like that. But how you see this implementation of TWI for more complicated processes, like robot cells and so on?
Yes. It's really depending on the efforts you put at the beginning. When you work in the assembly or any finishing, any labor-intensive job, you can see really benefits since the day one of implementation, because it's a lot of manual jobs, a lot of the operators value added, lot of labor workings. So you can get, with very small effort, you can get quick results in the assembly. When we started this implementation in the machine job, of course, you need to put a lot of more efforts, because you need to understand really what is behind this machine operating. You need more time to implement, because you need really to understand what is the knowledge you want to transfer. And usually in this kind of processes, you have very experienced people with high seniority working on the machine since years. And for them and for management, it's very hard to transfer the knowledge. So it takes a lot of efforts to understand what this knowledge is about, how to convert the knowledge in some standard, and how to have a proper training, because on some machines, especially in the extrusion line, you need several months of shadowing, of training, and learning curve for the new operator to learn to work on the machine. So there you need to put a lot of efforts. You have huge benefits, of course, because if you're able to fulfill this target to collect all the knowledge in some standard, then you can replicate very fastly. You can really decrease your learning curve for the operators. But the efforts you need to put, it's much more bigger. So maybe you need to wait to see results in the mid-term and long-term. It's not like in the assembly where you can really prepare in 1 week. And I remember when we started implementation, we did some implementation for 2-3 weeks, if I'm not wrong, and we were able to show results in the labor-intensive cell. And in the extrusion or machine or robotics, you need maybe to wait months to see some benefits, some results. So more efforts, but for sure more benefits in the long term.
I think that one of the most important things is that this knowledge of this experienced people can be written down somewhere. Yes, not only
in the mind, in the mind of the
in
people.
That's
the big block, because they are not good to explain, because they have in the mind since 20-30 years. And it's not easy for them to explain everything. So you need to make repetition to understand and to pull the knowledge out of them. And then you need to prepare standard that can be readable, can be understandable by the people. So it takes time to understand. And as I said at the beginning, you need really to understand how the process is working before starting implementation.
Yeah, I have a last question before I will let Kamil ask the question, because I know that he has one. My question is about your career, because as you said, you started, your background is quality. Yeah, you started with the, let's say, quality management, and just after you went into the lean management and training within industry. Yes, you were working as a regional CI manager, senior manager for Europe, but with the focus on TWI. You were working before with the quality. Would you change anything in your career path? Just this is like not only, I know that it's impossible to change.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there is no time machine. We didn't develop time machine. But if you can give some, let's say, I don't know, hints for the young engineers, people who has 25 years old, they just finished studies and they want to join the manufacturing industry. What is the good career path for to be at place where are you? That means plant manager. in the not so small plant, 350 people, as you said, with all this journey for the through the CI quality. Yeah, you are not, because very often plant manager is like a production guy who later is nominated to plant manager. For you, this journey was completely different.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good question. The first part of the question is I would change anything at the moment. I was lucky enough to move in different departments. This is for me absolutely a plus, because I was able to see the same process from different perspective, from different standpoint, from different point of view, and this is what really gave me the overview, the outlook of the situation of the processes. So if I would be staying only in quality or only in lean, you are missing big parts of the issue of the process. So I was really glad to have this kind of career. I was lucky because I was able to move. I had managers which were really good to help me even to move and to grow. So I was, I'd say, lucky enough to do this. I would not change because, as I said, and I learned this during the time at the beginning, I was not aware. But many people told me that after my training or after my explanation, they were able to understand the big picture of a plant or a company or of a process. So when I received this feedback 1, 2, 3 times, then I started to understand, okay, maybe the people really are missing the big picture. So sometimes we take a team and we say to the team, you have to do this, stop. They are not understanding what is before and what is after the process. And at a certain point, I realized I was the one that I had the big picture in mind. So this movement in the career in different departments was for me a plus. And this is for me still the reason why I'm challenging with new jobs and new position, because I think really gave me a lot of plus. Some people may think you need to specialize in one topic. This is a choice. But for me, to be a good lean manager, you need really to understand how things are working, because the risk is that you can become a theory guy or lady.
Yeah, I remember when we were working together, and in many topics you came up with ideas much faster than me because of this experience that you had from the different departments. And yeah, if I could change something in my career path, it would be like really be in different departments, like you are now, because we are the same age, but our career path were completely different. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's really good suggestion for the people. Of course, maybe I will never be the best quality manager, because I didn't do quality for 20 years like some other colleagues did. But of course, when I am in the process, I know what are the rules. I know how to play the game. This gave me a good advantage. I saw many lean guys working only on theory. So they arrive with the theory, they don't understand the process, but they want to apply or to use the lean theories. And I see that those people really are not at 100% effective, because they are missing some points. So my advice, my suggestion is really to make experience and learn as much things as possible. This is what for me is good.
Okay.
My question will be related to this discussion, and maybe this is a reason what is behind why I see you as a guy who is really reflective. You often see things which are not seen for many other peoples. So the question is, what new trends in lean management or in business should be the professional should be aware of. So yeah, I hope that you got this question.
Look at the future.
I hope so. Okay. I was looking, and I get in touch a lot with Industry 4.0 and maybe even artificial intelligence. So those will be for sure the future. I even think about my professional, my careers, and I said maybe there will be some software that will be able to do what we are doing, maybe 10 times faster to prepare instruction, layout, or analysis, business case, or whatever, much more faster than us. So I even thought for myself what will be the next 10 years, because maybe we'll be useless somehow.
This is a good question.
Yeah, even for the training, we had some experience with advanced reality or with anything which was related to technology. I think we have a really big advantage, and all those tools and those theory are forgetting the connection with the people. So I see many companies trying to buy software or buy new technologies and put those on the production floor, and forgot that there are always people behind that. So still, I think that our strength will be that we are focusing on developing people, not just finding the fancy technological solution. And moving in different companies, even out of the automotive, I see that there can be this trend, there can be this risk that somehow people will think, even in the case of training, there are a lot of e-learning right now. They put people in front of the PC the first day of work. They have to look 150 slides with all the rules, and then you sign the paper that you are trained. So it's good for the company. Maybe you can save some money because it's e-learning, it's recorded or automatic things. But then we know, as Kamil said, if the training is bad, we will not have good results for sure. So Industry 4.0 in general, everything which is related to new technology will be something we need to, of course, experience working together, but never losing the contact with the people.
Yeah, I think that this is a missing part in Industry 4.0. And now you may read something about Industry 5.0, which is more about connecting people to this technology, not about only technology. This is my feeling. Maybe I'm not so aware about what is behind the Industry 4.0, but I see that this world is going into a good direction if this direction will be Industry 5.0, which is connecting people to those new technologies and new solutions.
Yeah, but this is a big risk because now we have a lot of new software, which is really good. But the typical usage of the software is that we implement the software, and then we put people in front of the screen, and we let them learn how to make a job. For example, I saw this in the past, and I saw that the results were not good. So people was not learning; they were not aware what they were doing. There were no awareness. And people was not learning. After a time, they were doing this by memory. There was absolutely no contact, no real knowledge sharing. The most important thing, as Bartek said, there were no real results in the end. There were no productivity or quality improvements. So maybe they saved some time at the beginning, but I saw the results were not in line with the expectations. So this is something we need to take care how it will be evolving. As you said, maybe there will be Industry 6.0 in the next years, but I still think that we have a plus with TWI, and the reason why it's becoming again famous in the last years is that many companies forgot about this.
Yeah, with Bartek we will conduct some workshop with with VR technology and AR technology, and what we realized that there is still standard. Standard play a main role. Without standard, even high tech technology can be useless because the standard is the main thing. You can improve the standard by implementing VR or AI, AI or AR technology. Yeah, there's a lot of.
It should be an help, not a substitution. This is how I see the things. It should be a help for trainers, a help for supervisors. They can be more effective, but not the full substitution of this.
Guys, I need to say that I don't know if you recognize, but it's 45 minutes. So it was very good discussion. For me, it was very fast. I just look, oh my God, it's 7:44.
Yeah, I just realized.
Yes.
Yes. We will be finishing our meeting. I don't know. We don't have a question, but I have some problem with LinkedIn. I don't know why. Maybe this is because we always receive the question from the LinkedIn, but don't worry. we will send this video to all our, let's say, visitors, and it's already published on the YouTube, so everybody can go and listen to Andrea, Kamil, and me. And what is the most important, meet us on the conference on 20th of June in Wrocław, and Polish-speaking people 19 and 20 of June. So you can find out more information at our website. And we would like to say big thanks to Andrea for that you will be attending, and you can share some knowledge about TWI, that you have a huge knowledge about this and a practical experience with our colleagues in Poland, but not only in Poland. So together with Kamil, I'm sure that you will do the great workshop. So
good.
Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, thanks to you for the time. If you receive some questions, of course, you can send me. I will try to answer. If somebody has some special request or some special topics, you can forward me, and I will try to
ask on
give
the
the
ship.
feedback. Yeah.
Ask on the ship.
Yeah, of course.
In the Wednesday afternoon with good beer and sausage for me.
Of course,
yes,
we will talk about that in the end.
Yeah.
Talking about business as every time. Yeah.
About the standardization, always.
Yes, every time.
Every
Okay,
time.
thank you anyway for the time. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andrea, for a meeting, and thank you. All of you, and see you next Thursday, or this Thursday we have
Thursday, but in Polish.
We have another. Yeah, I will lead this stream, so I should be aware of that. Okay, so see you Thursday.
Bye.
This Thursday. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye.